Hi guys, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to talk about your preferred side gig for period 9. I get this question a lot from people who would like to do something on the side to earn a little bit more money or have an additional income stream, but they just don't know what would be good for them. So today we're going to look at that with the help of your Bazi chart. So this is for all those of you who do have a full-time job or a regular job that they go to, and you just want to make a little bit of side money. You want to have a side hustle to have a little bit more financial flexibility. And in period 9, anyway, it's an area, it's a time where most people have more than one streams of income. And in fact, this is recommended for the next 20 years because things are so volatile. So if you lose one stream of income or one job, at least you've got something else going on that helps you financially. So let's have a look at what would be a good side gig. Now, first of all, you do have to plot your Bazi chart. You can go to the link that's here at the bottom of the screen, and I'll also post a link in the description to the video, so check that out. And then just enter your date and time of birth. Now, it's better if you do know your time of birth for this particular analysis. It makes it a little bit more accurate. But if you don't know, never mind. The world is not going to end. Yeah, it's just about 20% less accurate, but still you can use this, you can do this analysis. So plot your chart, and then especially for those of you who are completely new to Bazi astrology, don't get overwhelmed by this entire chart. Just scroll all the way down. On the right-hand side of your chart, right at the bottom, you have this this diagram where it says 10 profiles strength chart. So this is what we're looking at, right? And we're looking at the natal distribution, not the other one. There's one next to it. That's the annual distribution. We ignore that completely. So first of all, what we need to know in period 9, or generally, not just in period 9, but generally there are two types of people: those who like to take a risk and those who are totally risk averse. Now, those who are generally more risk averse have a harder time in period 9, because in period 9, the energies flow so quickly that you are very often required to take quick decisions. And you don't always have time to think things through from all angles. So this works much better for those who are risk takers or who don't mind taking a risk. And so you kind of need to think and act a little bit faster. Now, the way to see which category you belong to, in case you don't already know, most people know whether they're risk adverse or not, but in case you don't know, what we're looking at in this chart, or what we're checking for, is the main profile. Check what your main profile is. So this is at the bottom in this brown bar. So this one here is Rob Wealth. So check what this one is, and then check what you have in the top 2. We don't care about anything else. These are the 3 indicators. So look at the main profile and then the top 2. And if you have 7 killings, indirect wealth, indirect resource, hurting officer, or eating God anywhere in the main profile or in the top 2, then you tend to be more of a risk taker. And Rob Wealth and Friend can be both. Yeah, so they're like, they usually they sort of sway between both. And if you are if you have direct officer, direct resource, and direct wealth, then you are much more risk adverse. Now you can have a mix, of course, and so that makes it much easier to adjust, but this is generally how we look at things. Now, what side gig would be good for you based on your Bazi chart? Yeah, so this is actually what we're interested in here. Again, you look at 3 things. You look at this one here, the main profile, and you look at the first and the second of those 10 profiles. What do you have there? These 3 will give you the potential side gig that is easier for you to get into, or that you're actually more comfortable with, right? So if you have the hurting officer in one of these 3s, the hurting officer is a freelancer star. And Usually they probably already have a freelancing gig or sell something on the side. They are great at marketing, and they're very creative, and they're good at influencing other people. So that's obviously great if you want to influence others to buy your products or your services. A lot of online influencers and these KOLs, key opinion leaders, have a hurting officer in the top profile or in their main profile. So they're great on YouTube and they can make money from it. Any artistic work is favored by the hurting officer. Or if you don't want to put your face out, you can do social media management for other people. Yeah, that's also great. You can do that on the side. If you have the eating god up there in the top 2 or in the main profile, now this is the ultimate freelance star. They're not as flashy as the hurting officer. They're a little bit more quiet, a little bit more in the background. These are the ones who write the script for the influencer who is then reading it out online, for example. Yeah, so the eating god would write the script and the hurting officer would then go on camera and present, for example. The eating god is usually the one who is a little bit in the background. They write the screenplay. They are the creative force in the back, and they're very, very good content creators. So content creation is a great side gig for someone who has the eating god in those profiles. So either the main profile or in the top 2. This would be a great avenue. And obviously you can do this for other people who are not good at doing this or who don't enjoy doing it. Eating god is also very good at providing innovative solutions. Yeah, they're good with their hands and they fiddle with everything all the time. The only problem with the eating god is that they're a little bit too much of a perfectionist. And so they tend to often think a little bit too much about what it is that they're doing. And that holds them back. Yeah, everything has to be absolutely perfect. And so they think that the first idea must already be perfect. That will hold you back. So if you have the eating god there and you need a side gig or you are looking for a side gig, again, don't let perfectionism stop you, but do something creative, content creation style, for yourself or for other people. Now, if you have indirect resource, that the indirect resource makes for really, really good coaches and mentors. They somehow they just attract people who need advice, and they make great consultants. They are good at online teaching and coaching. So if there's any skill that you can teach online, by all means, go ahead and do it. And it could be absolutely anything. You could teach knitting online. Yeah, it's just a matter of how you actually do it, but it is possible to do this. So online teaching and coaching is great, no matter the subject. Now, if you do have indirect resource somewhere high up there or in your main profile, you will tend to like, or to be a little bit more drawn to sort of healing modalities, whether that is Reiki, energy healing, or physio, or being a chiropractor, whatever it is. Yeah, these kind of things tend to really, really speak to someone who has indirect resource at a high level. And they also have a very high affinity for metaphysics, be that Chinese metaphysics or otherwise, it doesn't matter. So with the indirect resource, you can make money from healing and coaching others. Then the direct resource, they make great analysts. So they have really, really strong analytical skills and are some of the smartest people out there. The issue is that they're often overanalyze, and then they know too much about many things, and so that leads to too much fear. If you know too much, you also know too much about the risks and the dangers, and so you never actually act. And so they hesitate when it comes to taking action, and that is the big problem for direct resource. But their analytical skills, that is something that other people could benefit from. Let's say you are an online content creator and you need someone to analyze, how your content is doing online, how many people you're reaching, when is the peak hour and peak time, and all of those numbers that relate to your audience and relate to you being successful. And you have no mind for that. Give it to someone with direct resource, and direct resource can charge money for that. Yeah. So anything that has to do with data analysis. That's also why they make great programmers and data specialists. Yeah, they sort out the flow of a company. They are good advisors. They're good management consultants because they can look at the overall structure and how things work and just follow a flow and see where things are not working, where you have a bottleneck. So all of that is really good for direct resource. And there's also a healing aspect there. They are very good when it comes to more traditional healthcare, nutrition, and wellness. So indirect resource, more to do with metaphysics, more to do with energy healing, the more non-traditional areas of healing, whereas direct resource could do something in the realm of health and wellness, nutrition, right? So this is for direct resource. Now, if you have 7 killings, either in your main profile or in the top 2, you tend to be a little bit more aggressive, or let's say assertive. Yeah, maybe not aggressive, but you're a little bit more assertive. You do first and then you think it through later, and hopefully you still agree with yourself with the action you took, but generally speaking, these people are quite driven and they don't mind taking decisions. So they're good for project management. They're good in as fitness influencers, as micro influencers. They're good to fight for a common cause. They don't mind taking on other people's problems as long as it's the right cause. Yeah, so if you're fighting for social justice, you can make money from that as well, or you can get involved in sort of social justice causes. That is a great avenue for 7 killings. If that's not appealing to you, then go into project management or even politics, yeah, because definitely you need to be very assertive to make that happen. Now, direct officer, on the other hand, they're very good at bringing structure and organization to chaos. Yeah, if you can make money from by helping people to align their operations, for example, go ahead and do that because you're really good at it and you enjoy doing it. They are very good at restructuring a company flow. They will review your organizational chart and then optimize it and create new SOPs. They're very good at change management, community management. They make good counselors, social media managers, not necessarily the content creators, but they manage all your social media accounts and make sure that it's all aligned. They're also very good as interior designers, for example, to create sort of like a signature look. So everything that needs to be organized and structured. And they do like to listen. So from a business perspective, they would also be very good at franchising because the structure is already there and they're just replicating it. Yeah. So you either build your own franchise or you take over an existing franchise. Whatever it is, as long as there's a structure. Yeah, they like to work with a structure or create one. And of course, you can do that as a side gig for other people who are not so good at doing this. Now, indirect wealth. If you have the indirect wealth in the main profile or in one of the top 2 there, generally you probably already have a side gig. Yeah, similar to the hurting officer. You're not waiting until I'm telling you this. You probably already have a side gig because you're very good at side gigs. You're always thinking of money-making ideas, and then you just have side hustles left, right, and center. The individuals who have this indirect wealth profile, they tend to be quite visionary and proactive, and they have a lot of business acumen. Especially if you have like the indirect wealth in one of those top 2, you have business ideas all the time and you are great at being a freelancer because you don't like to work as an employee. You don't like to be told what to do necessarily. You like to be much, much more flexible, much more independent. Maybe start an e-commerce business or drop shipping, personal online business based on a special skill set, for example. Open up markets for other people, open business platforms for others, or just simply start your own business. Yeah, like the indirect wealth should not be someone who is in an employment. situation. Then we've got direct wealth. So among all the profiles, this is the one that that has the most issues, or it will take them the longest to start their own business or to do any sort of freelancing job, because there's a risk attached to it. And the direct wealth profile doesn't like to take risk. Yeah, they need stability, and it's better for them to have a solid and stable job. But as long as they have a solid and stable job, taking on something on the side, that will work for them. So they are good at freelancing project management, just like the direct officer, and they're excellent as personal assistant, be that virtual or in person. Yeah, they're really, really good at that because they're super reliable, and they like to make a difference in that way. They're also good in anything that has to do with financial services, freelance auditing work, these kind of things. Yeah. So take a look at that. If you are a direct wealth and you do want a little bit more income that your current stable employment cannot provide, then maybe take something like that up on the side. Then we've got Rob Wealth. So this one here has a main profile as Rob Wealth, and also has a Rob Wealth in the 10 in the top 2 of the 10 profiles. They are very flexible and they're very good at communication. Yeah, they have the ability to bring people together, and that makes them very, very good influencers. So it's not so much for teaching, because the Rob Wealth is not quite structured enough. A hurting officer makes a better teacher because they're structured, or direct officer, even more structured, especially because they like the traditional way of teaching. But with the Rob Wealth, this has more to do with sort of like empowerment workshops, speaking engagements, crowdfunding, bringing investors together on board, raising capital, and just creating networking platforms. Yeah, they're very, very good at that. And then they just take a cut of each of these platforms or the deals that they bring together. And then lastly, we've got the Friend Star. Here, obviously, we have it on second place in this 10 profiles chart. So these are very good when it comes to managing customer experiences, virtual reality, customer service, MLM commission work, so multi-level marketing, they're very good at that. So anything to do with sales, bringing people together, and then also delivering something after the sale has been made. But they're very good at virtual experiences. Yeah, so creating virtual worlds, bringing people together there, and essentially selling. Yeah, they're very, very good salespeople because they like to interact with people, and they're very good at deal making. So this is what the Friend can do. So if you have one of them up here at 100%, yeah, at 100%, then you really don't like doing it. But once you decide to do it, you are very, very good at it. Yeah. So, but it takes like this extra sort of step, because something inside you tells you, oh, I really don't want to do this. But then once you actually get into it, you're very good at it, right? But everything else below 100, you're probably either already doing it or you have thought about it. So these are the sort of side gigs that you could look into depending on your main profile and the top 2 profiles in your profiles chart for period 9. Just give it a try. You know, you don't have to jump the gun and leave your stable job behind right away if this is too risky for you, but try to start something up on the side, because in period 9, side hustles and second or third streams of income are really, really important. All right. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, or if you would like to have a personal reading just for period 9 with me, then get in touch with me. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, I wish you all a really, really good day. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with anybody who may need a side gig. And please subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. Thank you guys so much, and see you soon.